Shalom, shalom, shalom. Glory and praise on glorification to YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. And Barak YAHAWAH, Barak YAHAWASHI. Call HALAHYAM La YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH. And praise on glorification to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH. And of course, in the morning, I said the Apostle Milson teach you well. And the main topic of the lesson is the U.S. the U.S. Trump mainly is a wuss, man. No, he's a wuss. No, he's trying to get the rest of NATO to sanction Russia and China, which will completely fuck over their economy. Now, as a little one I'm gonna show in this video, gonna completely fuck over their economy. But he's trying to get them to sanction Russia and China before he sanctions Russia and China. No, well, put a tariff on them, a high tariff on their ass again, So he's a wuss. He's a wuss. No, he don't know. No, he goes by that bully tactic. You had to get a group, in order to feel strong, because he can't do it himself. He ain't no real leader, man. No, but only the Lord got to force His hand to do it anyway. The Lord controls. The Lord controls these people, man. The kings of this world are under the control of YAHAWASHI. So normally He gets His orders from the elites. Which they're being controlled too. So it's all go hand in hand. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, He turns it wherever He will. So only YAHAWASHI controls the king, man. So the Lord only got to force him to go to war anyway. That's biblical prophecy. No, we went into that yesterday. But it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time, man. Before that judgment hits their ass like a big stone, So right now they're trying to pad out the time, but oh well, they can't hold on forever. So fair use. Gonna play some of this from WION.
And should implement their own sanctions. Protect the airspace of Poland and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, not good one. I'm gonna get a different one. Slovakia. Let's go to here.
In a stunning and forceful letter sent today to all NATO member nations and addressed to the world, US President Donald J. Trump has issued a bold ultimatum. Stop buying Russian oil and impose sweeping sanctions on Russia to bring an immediate end to the war in Ukraine. The letter, released on Saturday, September 13th, comes amid escalating tensions in Eastern Europe, where Russian drone incursions into Polish airspace earlier this week prompted NATO to launch Operation Eastern Sentry and deploy French Rafale fighter jets to bolster regional defenses. In his letter, President Trump expressed frustration with what he described as NATO's lackluster commitment to countering Russian aggression.
Only places like Turkey and Hungary rely on Russian oil. So if they get rid of us Russian oil, their whole economy will fuck over. They just die, really. The whole country really would die. The people in the country gotta be completely desolate because they rely on that. They rely on that oil, man. Turkey. So they got, as biblical prophecy, let's get that. Book of Ezekiel 38, because it talks about Togama. And you look on the map of Togama, that's the same region as Turkey, man. Turkey and Hungary. Togama, get right here. To the point, it's right around. Now this is talking about Gog, which Russia's in the land of Gog. They're not Japhites, they're in the land of Gog, rather. And they're Edomites, so-called white people, Edom. But this is Ezekiel 38, starting verse 5. Persian and Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets, all that coming down to the Middle East for war. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togama are the north countries, north quarters. Now you look at the map, look at the region of Gomer and Togama. Those regions are in the land of Hungary. Hungary and Turkey, man. No, talking about Turkey, man. No? No? No, they're in the same region, man. No, in the same zone. No, so they're talking about that region. No, they're talking about Togama. No, so only the guy, no, they basically got to switch over, okay? No? No, they got to switch over. They got to switch sides, no? Turkey and Hungary, they got to switch sides. Because only they rely on Russia, man. No, they rely on Russia more than America, so only they got to switch sides, man. You know? No? And all his bands and main people with thee. Now, let's continue on with this video. Then,
NATO's commitment to win has been far less than 100%, and the purchase of Russian oil with what he described as NATO's lackluster commitment to countering Russian aggression. NATO's commitment to win has been far less than 100%, and the purchase of Russian oil by some has been shocking, he wrote, arguing that continued oil purchases weaken the alliance's leverage over Moscow. Trump declared his readiness to implement major sanctions on Russia, but insisted that all NATO nations must first unify in halting Russian oil imports and imposing their own sanctions. The letter also proposed a provocative strategy to pressure Russia indirectly, imposing 50% to 100% tariffs on China, which Trump claims holds significant influence over Russia.
That's basically the point right there. He wants them to do that. But if they do that, their whole economy will be fucked up, you know? Let's get up ChatGPT. Pull this up, ChatGPT. No? And let's ask this dude. How will sanctions, if I can spell it, sanctions on Russia and a 50% tariff on China from NATO nations affect NATO. Okay, here we go. Sanctions on Russia and 50% tariff on China from NATO nations will reshape NATO's economy, security, and political landscape. Okay. Economic effects, short-term inflation. Russia is the major energy and raw material supplier, oil, gas, metals, fertilizer. Sanctions limit access, raising energy and industrial costs in Europe. Now, China is the world's largest exporter of manufactured goods. A 50% tariff will make electronics, machinery, and consumer goods cost much more expensive in NATO nations. No? See if they not really giving that good. Okay, here we go. Let's how will it affect Turkey? Let's see like that. How will it affect Turkey? Because Turkey got to turn over sides. So, how will it affect Turkey specifically? No. Energy dependency on Russia. Turkey imports 40% of its natural gas and significant oil from Russia. If NATO sanctions cut this off further, Turkey faces higher energy costs, hurting industry and households. No? They gotta fuck their ass over, man. No, again, you can, basically you gotta fuck over their whole, economy, to say the least. They are right now, most of these European nations, they're not in good shape. UK, London, none of it's really in a good shape at all, really, No, that's why they have so many revolts and protests going on, because the living conditions over there is piss poor, over there in good old London, And these other European countries, they're not thriving. Okay, that's the main point. They're not thriving. They're not doing good. They're not excelling in their economy. They're being fucked over by the day. Okay, you know. So only if they, they sanction Russia, and put tariffs on China, that'll just straight up fuck over their economy. Now I watched the video earlier as well, a little earlier today, from one of these channels. I believe like this one.
The U.S. president says that he tariffs on China until the war is over. ABC correspondent.
Yeah, I believe this is the guy.
Yeah, it is, Tom. It dropped at just after 7 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, local time here in Washington. And the first thing that caught my eye was, but it's got to be on these conditions. We know he's certainly never been shy about prodding NATO to do things that he thinks it should do, mostly increase its defence spending. But in this case, it's...
Oh, yeah, also increasing the defence spending, too, also hurts the economy. Because, again, these nations are broke. Now, they rely mainly on America, but America ain't helping them. So they got to be fucked over. The whole society can be fucked over because they're giving less to the people of their economy, people of their nation, and pulling more to the military. They don't have the money for it, man. So it got to lead to more instability in their whole nation.
Pacific, he has said that all NATO countries need to stop buying Russian oil. Now, in this case, Turkey is a significant buyer of Russian oil, also Slovenia, also Hungary. So we haven't had a response from those countries as yet. You would think that it would be maybe not unlikely, but certainly difficult for them to do. But it's the other condition that I think is perhaps even more interesting and perhaps even more difficult for NATO countries to fulfill. And that is this suggestion or this prerequisite that NATO countries impose a 50 to 100% tariff on China. Now, Donald Trump's explanation for this is that China has what he says a strong hold, even a strong grip on Russia, and that by putting sanctions on China as a third party, China could influence Russia to do what it needs to do to end the Ukraine war, and that these sanctions that NATO countries put on be withdrawn at the end of the war. It's practically impossible for NATO countries to do because, as we saw when the United States put its tariffs on China, it was instantly reciprocated and raised, and you essentially had a massively and rapidly escalating trade war. There's no way that European countries could afford to enter that kind of trade war and affect...
Yeah, because normally they're not the world reserve currency, so they can't do it. No, so they can't do it, but only that's what Trump's putting out there, man. Now that's what Trump putting out there, man. If you want me to join in, I'll help you guys. You gotta cough it up, basically destroy your own economies, so we can deal with Russia. That's basically what he's saying, which is mad. Now let's get these scriptures, man. Because only and they only war, with this these Russians, it's inevitable. Let's get this in the book of Jeremiah chapter 50. I'll start verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nation. Now you look at the history of ancient Babylon. That was taken over in a sneak attack, and they surrendered. Ancient Babylon, they surrendered after a sneak attack in the middle of the night. Now that would happen with Darius. That would happen to ancient Babylon, and then get raided by a whole bunch of... No. It got sneak attacked in the middle of the night, and then they surrendered. That would happen to ancient Babylon. So the Lord got raided to this Babylon, the real mystery Babylon, an assembly of great nations for the North country. And the northernest country in the whole world is Russia. And they shall set themselves in array against her. So they only got to come against Babylon the Great, man. These NATO nations, or these BRICS nations. They got to come against this place, man. You got to keep in mind, they also got places down south, Brazil, Venezuela, really all around this place. And also, these NATO nations too. They gotta join in too, because only they sick of this dude's shit, man. Now they're bringing their country to the brink of war or brink of collapse. Now because of this dude, man. You're involved with all sorts of shit in the Middle East. This devil is collapsing around him, man. The society is breaking apart by the day. And they shall set themselves in array against her, for there shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty extra men, none shall return in vain. So, hey, they gotta blast the place to smithereens, man. Now I mentioned about the NATO nations coming against this place. Because they gotta come against this place too. They're tired of this devil Trump. They're tired really of America itself, man. Getting involved with all these situations that they can't afford. Now Russia's poking and prodding at their countries. They've sent drones to Romania, drones to Poland. Now they're getting sick of this shit. They're getting sick of this shit, man. So they will only use ally with Russia and blow this shit up, man. Because they know at the end of the day they can't take down Russia. America not in their best interest. America really stopped giving a damn about their ass. So what they got to do? The only choice they have left is just say fuck it, and just ally with Russia. Take down America. That's what's gonna happen, man. In Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So you gotta hate Babylon the Great, man. They should make her desolate and naked. Shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So that's what the Lord gotta do. Torch this place. Burn it up. Incinerate it, man. That way YAHAWASHI gotta do, man. So only in the day where they do or don't accept it, it gotta be bad for them, man. If they don't accept the trade, they don't accept this deal, this ultimatum, as he put in it. If they don't accept this ultimatum, they're fucked. Because the U.S. is basically not gonna help them. Trump don't want to go against Russia, man. He knows what's up. He's trying to get out Article 5 right now. He's trying to wiggle his way out Article 5 because he's a wuss. Or Trump, Putin got something on him, but he's a wuss, man. You don't want to come against. You don't want to come against Putin, man. Putin will fuck his shit up, man. They know that, man. So only Trump's, being a wuss, wuss about it. He trying to get these other nations to fight for him, man. Try to force their hand. But we'll see how this turns out. Whether they do accept it or don't accept it. Because if they do accept it, then China gotta fuck their ass up, man. China gotta fucking increase all that, tariffs to goddamn 100%. Basically a sanction against all these NATO nations. That's basically World War III. Well, they get this too. Because World War III is biblical, you don't know. They talk about the value of Jehoshaphat. Revelation 11:14. The second will is past, World War II, and behold, the third will cometh quickly. So, the third world's war cometh quickly, man. You don't know World War I's in the Bible. That's Revelation 9. It talks about that. That's a different lesson. But anyway, World War I, World War II, World War III. This is the last war. They gotta happen, man. So when this war happens, which it will, these people are gonna get fucked up, bro. These people are gonna get fucked up, man. Like literally. For real. You gotta understand, man. They were to do this terrorist thing against China. All these countries, all these NATO countries against China. China not gonna fuck around anymore, man. China gotta go all in because only they're getting opposed by all the NATO nations. That's basically World War III because they're not gonna be able to withstand getting cut off from every side. From all these nations. That's again in World War III. That's the division, the East versus West. The East versus West, man. America. Because the price is already high enough. No, in fact, let me look this up. Hold up. I wonder, do we still get Russia? Well, no, I don't think we do. I think we moved somewhere else. I would think like Saudi Arabia or some shit. No, that's where we get our oil now. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I saw about it. But yeah, if they did sanctions against Russia, no. Normally all these nations, all these European nations, they'll be fucked up, man, because they ain't getting that much energy themselves anyway. No? They'll be fucked up. America will be fucked up because only the people can't withstand these prices right now. So they increased it by another 100% or so, in addition to all these other tariffs as well against these other countries. Man, you know? It's going to be a global fucking recession, global depression, really. Everyone put goddamn 50% tariffs on China. No? You get into a goddamn trade war, man. You know? So, hey, no, prophecy is moving. And we're hoping that honestly, when they do it, man. When they do hit the suicide button, the suicide button. No, because, that's a bad word. You know? No. When they do it, hit that button and just destroy their own selves, man. Because when that happens, which you, honestly, actually it will, because normally you got to go to war regardless. Hey, man, we're in the end game, man. Below and edified. Go to your praise and go vacation to YAHAWASHI. Shabbat Shalom, QADASH, Shalom.